So here we are, me attempting to do a commentary for TUGS. God, love that shot. Duchess, 10 cents Zoran, Captain Star. Look at all that smoke, that's fantastic. So yeah, this is me trying to do a commentary for TUGS. Partly inspired by a lot of the commentaries I've seen being done recently for various abridged series on the internet. I'd like to give a shout out to Wardle, the Last Exile Abridged, that gave me the idea. And I'd like to place an apology to Patrick Allen for talking over him there, because his opening oration is always impressive. God, I love this theme song. Junior Campbell and Mike O'Donnell. So much better than the music they did for Thomas. I don't want to sound sacrilegious, but God, I wish there was a soundtrack for this. San Juan Bana, Izzy's company. And here's Zoran. I don't know how they got this shot with the ice on the water, but it looks fantastic. And here we are in Big City, the Fulton Ferry. Warrior. Watch this. Look at how the light catches his stack. There. Lovely touch. The lighting effects in TUGS were always fantastic. Big City Port itself also fantastic. Now watch this. Look behind the tramper there. You can see a cable going into the water. There you go. I think that's the rope that they used for pulling the models around. Here we are on the liner dock. And here we are again in the liner dock. And there's the Vienna. OJ, Warrior, and Big Mac. And the first issue that confuses people about TUGS, nationality. Because we have American TUGS and references to railways, not railroads. And switcher, which is an American term. In Britain it'd be a shunter, I guess. It was interesting how, in writing this, they were quite willing to create terminology, because I don't think harbour switcher is a legitimate phrase outside of TUGS. So it's an interesting thing. So here we are, at the beginning of the Starfleet's golden age, according to Star, talking about this being their first big break. Captain Star, what's his name? Top Hat, quickly established as the posh twit. 10 cents, cheeky, cheery, you know. And the loudhailers, oh, with the loudhailers. I actually think this is quite a clever way of avoiding having to show humans. So you sort of have to imagine, I guess, that there's a human there holding onto the loudhailer. Either that or it's Captain Star is behind the window, pushing himself up to a tiny hole in the glass, which mentally is quite silly. Big Mac, the Scot, soon to be sued by McDonald's. Warrior, gotta love him. Kind of like Bulk from Super Ted, I guess. Not inherently evil, just or stupid. You know, there's no malice in him. He's just a bit dumb. I love 10 Cents' model. I think this is going to sound completely weird, but I think he's the most attractive of all the TUGS. Attractive as a machine, not attractive as a personality. I am not in love with a tugboat. And here's the Zeds. God, Captain Zero is always very agitated. His loudhail is always shaking like crazy. Chris Tulloch as Zoran. Oh God. Back-chatting the captain. Zip. Now this is the brainless one. I always thought that Zip was sort of like the most recent addition to the Starfleet, and kind of idolised Zoran for some reason. The whole devious man, devious. That's just incredible. That's just brilliant writing. Oh. So this scene is just so brilliant. It's hard to talk over it. You just have to listen in and enjoy it. Hercules, the only one of the characters that's definitively based 100% after an actual ship, because there actually is an ocean-going tug from San Francisco called the Hercules that looks just like him. The only difference is the colours and the fact that this one has a hat, face, and sideburns. That hat, it always made me think that he was the Commodore of the Starfleet, like really up on top, and quite a playboy as well. He's like a tugboat equivalent of the Hugh Hasselhoff. He's a pimp. Look at those glasses. He's a pimp. And here we have the introduction of Sunshine, another one of my favourite characters. Actually, it's interesting. There's an alternate version of the scene on the internet with it cuts out this bit and has 10 Cents and Sunshine meeting quite abruptly, but it includes narration by Captain Star. And boom, rocking around. I'll talk in a few minutes about the models, but I just want to point something out now. When Sunshine spins away, it's quite creepy. He spins on a point. It really does look weird, and I wonder how they did it when you consider how the models worked. Because essentially, I think they had very limited access of movement. But here, Sunshine spins on a top. It's quite creepy. You only call Captain Star, sir. I'm just 10 Cents. Right, here we go. My God, he's possessed! Izzy, oh God, you could not get away with Izzy nowadays. He is such a stereotype, you know, the lazy, sleepy Mexican. God. But again, he's a very much an iconic and beloved character, so I don't think there's any malice. He's just trying to be a bit of a funny character. I think they wanted to give a personality to a tramp steamer, and so they picked a Mexican for some reason. But Izzy with his sombrero and always having a siesta. And there was a missing bit of dialogue here that sort of explained things closer for the... explained things in more detail for the kids, made it a bit more obvious that there's been a change in plans, that the Duchess has arrived early, and this is the chance for the Zeds to steal a march on the stars. But somehow or other, it's never explained how, the stars find out that the Duchess arrived early. And here's Lucky's yard, and here's Sally. Sally never really did anything, she was just there for decoration. But there is a cutscene from High Winds in where she spots the Princess Alice out at sea, and lets Warrior know that Hercules is bringing the Princess Alice in. She's our seaplane. I also think that Sally might have been a character that David Mitton wanted to do more with. Yeah. Wait a sec, 2 seconds. So. Bye, Sally, forever. No more talking. What a shot! That looks great. I love the overbridge, the road bridge. I call it the Mortar, M-O-R-T-A-R. That's a bit of fanon, but I think it's a good name for it. The Mortar Bridge. Zoran's got a. I just noticed a little. Wait, Zip's forward bumper's falling off there. Just noticed that. And Zoran with his hat. So the models for. People who don't know, the way it works is this. The models weren't powered and they didn't actually float. There was so much machinery in the top of the tugs that wasn't counterbalanced, as an actual tugboat would be by its actual engine and boiler and machinery plant, that if you actually tried to float these in the water, they'd flip right over. Oh, I guess, no, it is explained how, yeah, this scene explains how the stars found out about the Duchess arriving early. So forget I said that earlier. But yeah. The models wouldn't float because they'd capsize and roll over. So instead, they were actually attached to a wheeled chassis which rolled along the bottom of the tank. They had radio-controlled steering, but you actually pulled them by pulling on ropes. So now, when Warrior goes off, he's actually being pulled by a human offset. It's really well done. Also, there's the water effects. Look at how the water moves much faster than it does in a tank. It's because they actually filmed this. They sped up the film, I believe. I think they filmed it at half speed and then sped it up, or was it they filmed it at double speed and then slowed it down? I'm not sure.